Good morning, Flagler County. I'm Rich Carroll. You're listening to Flagler's Morning News on Friday, November 3rd.
The threat of attack against Americans on U.S. soil is at a whole other level. If you see something, say something.
That's Florida Attorney General Ashley Moody referencing remarks earlier this week from FBI Director Christopher Wray, who said Hamas's attack in Israel could inspire violence and attacks in the U.S. Amy Cherry has our top story.
Moody held a news conference Thursday following a confidential security briefing in Boynton Beach, where she says she and the Florida Department of Law Enforcement have demanded information from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security about foreign nationals who entered Florida after being released by federal authorities at the southwest border.
We know that there have been those on the terrorist watch list that have been encountered at the border more this year than ever in recorded history. We have been trying to get information from the federal government about who has crossed, who has been encountered, who might be special interest aliens, who has been released into our interior, and who has made their way into Florida. But they have fought us and concealed information every step of the way.
Attorney General Moody says she didn't want to cause panic or unnecessary alarm, but asked Florida residents to remain vigilant and report suspicious activity.
This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you.
The Florida Highway Patrol shoots a woman after they say she drove her vehicle at a high rate of speed towards a trooper. Troopers say Jacqueline Blank was wanted for fleeing state troopers in Palm Coast last week. Following a brief pursuit in Volusia County, the FHP says the woman accelerated towards the trooper and he fired off his gun to stop her. She was treated and released from the hospital and promptly arrested. She's been charged with aggravated battery on a police officer, aggravated fleeing and eluding, reckless driving causing damage to a person or property, felony criminal mischief, resisting with violence, and driving without a valid driver's license. Blank was booked into the Volusia County Jail. The use of force by state troopers is being investigated by the Florida Department of Law Enforcement. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Amy Cherry.
After nearly 2 decades in operation, the Palm Coast Arts Foundation has announced that it will be dissolving by the end of this year. However, they do have some unfinished business, namely turtles. Yesterday at Intracoastal Bank, PCAF unveiled the 21st turtle sculpture on their turtle trail. Sam Perkovich, president of the Palm Coast Arts Foundation, tells WNZF why turtles were chosen for the project.
Just like a lot of cities have dolphins or birds or something like that as their icon, after a lot of consideration, we settled on the turtle since they're endangered.
Perkovich said finding the turtles throughout the city has become a tourist attraction.
TDC says it's the most clicked on site on their website. Everybody clicks on them and they can't keep brochures in, so that's great.
So what's next for the Palm Coast Arts Foundation?
More turtles for now, and then I hope with the help of United We Are in the city that we get a roof on our site.
Events at that site were the main revenue source for PCAF's operations, and the COVID-19 pandemic significantly impacted its capacity to generate income.
An event that honors the legacy of the late City of Palm Coast Fire Department firefighter paramedic Brant Gammon, called the Gammon Ruck Relay, is coming up November 4th. Lieutenant Patrick Giuliano of the Palm Coast Fire Department.
They've named it after Brant, so this is going to be an annual event, and the really cool thing is all the proceeds from that is going to go and create the Brant Gammon Memorial Scholarship Fund. Wow. So we can send others to firefighter and EMT school.
Lieutenant Giuliano adds the Gammon Ruck Relay will cover 28 miles with teams completing a ruck relay to each Palm Coast fire station. The event is not about winning or losing, it's about working together for a common goal. The run will be tomorrow at 8 a.m. at Heroes Memorial Park. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
The weekend is here and there's plenty of family fun to be had in Flagler County. This is Stacy with Fun for Augie Kids.
The City of Palm Coast is hosting an exciting and educational family-friendly event celebrating Mobility Week in Palm Coast. Bike alongside first responders, receive a free helmet, complimentary bike lights, enjoy food trucks, and more. Don't have a bike? No problem. They'll have bicycles on hand for you to use. Stop by Home Depot tomorrow for a free kids woodworking workshop. You and your little DIYer will be building a horseshoe game while supplies last. For more on these events and others, please visit us on our website at fun4augiekids.com. Have a great weekend.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.
And now, Mike Licio with your WNZF local sports update.
It's the final week of the regular season in Football County. For the third straight year, the WNZF schedule closes with the Battle of the Bulldogs. FPC hosts number 4 DeLand at Sal Campanella Stadium on senior night. FPC is all but eliminated from playoff contention, but a win may give the Bulldogs a glimmer of hope. Last week, Coach Daniel Fish talked about his 12th graders after a tough loss.
My heart goes out for our seniors. They probably saw the door close on their senior year on that one, and we came in and lost a lot of guys from their group in the off season, and they were leaders of our football team. They made plays for us all year long, and seeing them react with that raw emotion, I really respect that because it shows how much they care and how much it means to them.
Rich and I will have the call at 6:55. Listen live on WNZF and the Flagler Radio app. Watch on the Flagler Radio YouTube channel.
Excellent musical performance this evening. You have prepared well. Bravo, best of luck. Straight A superior.
That was FPC Band Director John Sett. The Bulldog Marching Band received straight superior ratings at last month's Marching Music Performance Assessment for the 20th straight year. Tune in at halftime for a special performance on tonight's broadcast. The Matanzas Pirates look to rebound after a loss to Menendez last week. They host Winter Springs at the Ship on their senior night. A win and the Pirates would finish with a Matt Forrest era best 7-3, securing a playoff appearance. Forrest gives all the credit to his graduates.
Not only have they done a lot for the football program, they've been people that, young men this community can look up to. Hopefully, if we can make the playoffs this year, those guys are going to be a big piece of the climb of the mountain. At the end of the day, they're going to come back 5, 10, 15 years. They're going to be proud that they were that bunch that kind of kick-started everything. Really proud of those guys, and they're a special group, each and every one of them.
A special post-game edition of the Rich and Mike Sports Show will air tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. Can't listen live? Listen anytime on the Flagler Radio app. The FHSAA playoff reveal begins at 10 a.m. Sunday on the FHSAA YouTube channel. Join Rich and I on the Flagler Radio YouTube channel immediately following for a playoff preview. Pirate golfer Alexandra Gazzoli on her goals this season.
I would really like to make it to states as a team, and I'd like to, if I could, win the individual title again.
Her team came up just short, but her second-place 70 gives her the chance to defend her state title next weekend. Pirate Girls Weightlifting won their tri-team meet with Ponte Vedra and Menendez Wednesday. Matanzas Pirate wrestler and defending state champion Tiana Freeze finished 6th at the Super 32 Wrestling Challenge in North Carolina. FPC volleyball player Lily Paritis was selected for the FACA All-Star Game November 18th. Cross-country district meets for both schools are tomorrow. WNZF is your home for local sports, with updates Mondays and Fridays. From the Sports Desk, I'm Mike Licio.